In your 40s, life doesn't just move faster, it moves deeper. Everything feels more significant. The stakes are higher. The time feels more valuable. And that means love, connection, and even solitude begin to feel different. In your 20s, chasing love felt like an adventure. In your 30s, maybe it became more goal-oriented. But in your 40s, the real question becomes, who am I becoming while I pursue love? And is it even a pursuit anymore? Welcome to the Stoic Guide, a space where ancient wisdom meets modern life. A place where men in their late 30s and 40s find real tools for emotional mastery, mental strength, and relationship clarity. If you are here, you are probably tired of surface-level dating advice. You don't want tactics. You want principles. You want depth. You want a new way of showing up in love that reflects your inner growth. You want more than tips and tricks, you want transformation. And that's exactly what Stoicism offers. Because Stoicism doesn't teach you how to get someone. It teaches you how to get back to yourself. And in doing that, the right relationships naturally begin to form. Let's dive deeper than ever before into what it means to stop chasing love in your 40s and what to do instead. Let's begin with a simple truth. Chasing love is an act of lack. When you chase someone, it means you believe they have something you don't. Something you need. Approval. Security. Meaning. A sense of being seen. But when you operate from that space, you give away your power. The Stoics taught that your peace cannot rely on anything external, not a job, not applause, not affection. Only what you control. That's why Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You don't control whether someone loves you back. But you control the clarity with which you love. You control your standards, your energy, your emotional discipline, your response. Let me tell you a deeper story. There was a man named Thomas, 47 years old, divorced, 3 years single. He built a strong career, financially stable, took care of his health. On paper, he was a catch. He did everything society told him to. But his heart was still unsettled. He kept attracting women who were inconsistent, emotionally unavailable. And every time someone pulled away, he worked harder to win them over. Gifts, vacations, long talks, endless texts, compromising his own needs. One day, his therapist asked him, "What part of you still believes you are not enough?" It shook him. Because deep down, he had been carrying an old story that love has to be earned, that he had to fight to be kept. That's when he found Stoicism. He started journaling every morning, meditating, reading Epictetus, practicing detachment. Slowly, he stopped seeing women as a source of value and began viewing them as reflections of his values. The more he focused on mastering himself, the less he felt the need to chase. Eventually, a woman came along who was grounded, clear, loving. And for the first time, he didn't feel the urge to perform. Because he finally felt enough. That's the Stoic approach. The expanded Stoic relationship framework for men in their 40s. We are going beyond theory now. This is a full framework to live by. 1. Detachment is not coldness, it's emotional mastery. When you stop chasing, people often misinterpret you. They say you are too distant. But Stoic detachment isn't about distance. It's about calm clarity. Imagine this. You meet someone. There's a spark. Your old self would build fantasies. Project a future. Attach quickly. But now, you pause. You stay present. You observe their actions without becoming emotionally fused. Detachment asks, can I be involved without being dependent? Can I love someone without losing myself? That's not aloofness. That's maturity. 2. Presence is the new power. In your 40s, presence is more attractive than any status. When you walk into a room grounded, you don't have to say much. People feel it. You listen without reacting. You speak with intention. You don't fill silence with noise. You don't dominate. You guide. That's the kind of man who draws attention without demanding it. 3. Give without attachment. You give your time, your attention, your heart. But you don't cling. You are generous, but not to earn love. You show up fully, but without bending your values. You are kind, not to be liked, but because kindness is who you are. And if someone doesn't meet you at that level, you don't chase them. You don't shame them. You simply walk with dignity. Deep daily habits for emotional fortitude. Let's expand each practice to go deeper. 1. Morning power questions, 15 minutes. Ask yourself, what part of me needs validation today? How can I lead with peace, not need? What emotion do I need to release before I engage with others? Write these in a journal. Don't skip it. This clears the emotional noise. 2. Mental rehearsal of boundaries. Close your eyes. Imagine someone testing your boundary. How do you respond? What do you say? This is Stoic preparation. Practicing virtue before the test comes. 3. Evening self-honesty scan. Did I people please today? Did I chase or overgive? What would a Stoic man have done differently? Honesty without judgment. That's growth. 4. Sunday solitude hike or walk. Walk in nature. No music. No phone. Ask yourself, am I lonely or am I just unfamiliar with myself? Am I seeking or avoiding? Clarity always returns in quiet. 2 more stories that illuminate this path. Story 1. Jordan, 44. Recently out of a situationship. He had been in a loop, texting someone who gave him breadcrumbs. Every time he backed away, she reeled him back in. Until one day, he paused and asked, what am I chasing? He realized he wasn't chasing her. He was chasing closure. Chasing old wounds. He blocked her. Not to punish, but to protect his peace. 3 months later, he said, the silence gave me back my life. Story 2. Samir, 49. A widower. Hadn't dated in 5 years. Finally went on a date. Nice woman. Kind. But something felt off. She interrupted. She joked about his age. His old self would have tolerated it. Instead, he calmly ended the date early, wished her well, and left. Not in anger, but in self-respect. He said, I realized I don't need to explain my standards. I just need to live them. Bonus framework: 5 truths for midlife masculinity. Attraction without respect is manipulation. Silence is power when used for clarity, not control. The right woman amplifies peace, not confusion. Boundaries are how you love yourself in public. You teach others how to love you by how you love yourself. Final reflection. In your 40s, you are no longer building a life to impress. You are curating a life of peace, purpose, and partnership. Stop chasing love. Start becoming the version of you that love is drawn to. Be still. Be present. Be whole. And let that version of you lead every connection from here forward. If this brought you clarity, strength, or just a breath of fresh thinking, subscribe. This is the Stoic Guide, and we are just getting started. Until next time, lead yourself, guard your energy, and walk the path of the quite strong. Thank you for being here.